It's Monday, December 16th, and a new ban announcement is out. What cards are banned, and more importantly, what cards just got unbanned? Let's get into it. I'm Monday Dec. Welcome to the Attic. This is the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena. Not on Arena today. Well, kind of on Arena. Only one thing really affecting Arena here. The Pioneer banning of Gigantha the Wellspring also applies to Explorer. We'll talk about that. But let's talk about Modern. That's the big headline coming out of this announcement. No changes in Standard. In Modern, One Ring finally banned. We can finally put to rest this conspiracy theory that Wizards signed some agreement with the Lord of the Rings people, the Tolkien estate, whoever owns the Tolkien stuff, to not ban the One Ring. No, they just wanted to sell packs, man. This is like everything. They always let the stuff from the new set go a little too long, or sometimes a lot too long. In the case of the One Ring, it was in like 60% of modern decks. And looks like they knew if they banned it, Amped Raptor, the deck, the energy decks, the Boros energy deck was going to take over. So they preemptively banned something from that. We'll go through their reasoning. And then they're taking out Gigantha. We'll see their reasoning on that. I'm assuming it's going to be the same as Pioneer and Explorer. But look at this. We got 4 unbans. Everybody, all of you calling for Modern to get a shakeup. Apparently Modern is not in a great state. I don't really play Modern. If you do, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of these unbans and bans. They kind of had to do One Ring. We knew that. If they didn't do that, there was going to be a serious outcry. But people were saying, unban some stuff, shake up the format. Mox Opal is back. Metalcraft, tap, add 1 mana of any color, activate this ability only if you control 3 or more artifacts. We've got a Mox back in Modern, Mox Opal. Going to try to power up the artifact decks. I believe this was only banned a few years ago. Maybe it was like 5 years ago now. Interesting. Green Sun Zenith. They don't think this is strong enough or to be too bad, I guess. Definitely going to homogenize things anytime you have a decent tutor in a format. Faithless Looting coming back. That's a big one. That's really interesting. We're gonna read their reasoning for that. And Splinter Twin. All of you who wanted Splinter Twin, Twin is back. I think this might be actually a mistake. It's just a removal check kind of card. It's not that. I mean, maybe let people play with it for a few months, but I don't know if it adds to that much fun. But we'll see what people want to do with it. Legacy Psychic Frog. So again, Modern Horizons 3 now can be banned. Not too much to say about that. I don't really play Legacy either. And Vexing Bauble is like the anti-unfair spells card. So of course you got to ban that in Legacy. And then just no changes across the board. So let's look into their reasoning. First of all, the Standard one is actually worth reading. Excuse me. Basically, they're tooting their own horn on Standard. And as well they should, kind of. Standard is often in a bad place, but right now you can do a lot of different things with it. I think Heartfire Hero maybe is a little bit strong, but maybe not in best of 3. But in best of 1, it's questionable. They already banned the ley line in best of 1, the red ley line. Interesting. Okay. So Pioneer, why are they banning Gigantha? Well, we've monitored Pioneer metagame closely since our last banned and restricted announcement. It's looked healthy and diverse. The format has a variety of macro archetypes. We believe Gigantha the Wellspring is hurting the format's diversity by reducing the pool of viable cards for many decks. It's played in many Pioneer decks. Homogenizes the cards that these decks play with top-end cards in particular suffering. It's hard to justify playing a personal favorite card or a meta-game specific call if it means giving up Gigantha, because you get your extra card in hand. And often Gigantha's not like specific synergy with the deck. So why just Gigantha and why not Yorion and maybe even the other companions? That's kind of what I'm curious about. So I have up here, this is the MTG Goldfish Pioneer metagame. The number 1 deck More than double the number 2 deck here. Rakdos midrange, not running Gigantha. It's got Bloodletter of Aclazotz. Gigantha, of course, won't let you do double pips. Got Ritual Chamber. Excuse me. You know, Invoke Despair. So that to me just says Rakdos is going to get better, because look at the number 2 deck here. Well, it's also Rakdos, but Rakdos Prowess, which does run Gigantha. So I think more people will probably move to Rakdos midrange off Rakdos Prowess. Phoenix, no Gigantha, as far as I can tell, in the current build of Phoenix here. Jund Sacrifice does have Gigantha. So again, that's probably going to take a hit, a small hit. Niv to Light, this is a Yorion deck. So that will be untouched for now. And then we've got this WUR deck, Hidden Strings. That has no Gigantha. Selesnya Company has no Gigantha. Gruul Aggro does have Gigantha. That's only 3.6% of the metagame. Zoria's Flash wouldn't have Gigantha. And Enigmatic Incarnations, do you have Gigantha? Nope, you're a Yorion deck. So, a little bit interesting. A little bit of kind of a, I don't know, just, I wish they'd kind of just put some cards on watch, maybe, rather than ban this. Maybe put Gigantha and Yorion on watch and shake it up a little bit more. It's interesting. We're getting closer to having Pioneer on Arena. So we'll see how things shake out. I think once you have the whole Arena player base working on the format will probably get solved a little bit faster and a little bit more often, I think. So they might need to shake it up more. That's my prediction. Anyways, let's go to Modern. Going into this announcement, it was clear that Modern needed the most help among our competitive formats. They'd had to address Nadu in August. Things didn't get better after that. Surprise, surprise. Many people predicted that it wouldn't. Analyzed a handful of options to get the format into a spot our players would enjoy and be excited about. However, we felt more was needed. Okay. Modern isn't the same format it was years ago. There's several cards we banned years ago. Since then, several new sets have been released. Specifically, Modern Horizons up the power level of the format like crazy. One Ring, we know why that's banned. Boros Energy. So they considered many cards to take Boros Energies down a few pegs. Guide of Souls, Ajani Nakatl Pariah, which they have a Brawl video discussing why this card is so busted in Brawl on the channel. Flage, Titan of Fire's Fury, which Aspiring Spike was saying is pretty cracked. They landed on Amped Raptor. I think look at what is this? What is the difference? We've got the uncommon, rare, mythic, rare, mythic, rare. Okay, interesting. If you are a conspiracy theory, I think there's your conspiracy. I mean, Amped Raptor is also a cracked card, and I think maybe you tinker and take this out and see what happens. But they're preserving people's wallets as much as they can, it looks like. Each of these options could reasonably be included in a few other archetypes. Amped Raptor only appears in Boros Energy. I mean, I think Amped Raptor is good enough to play in other decks. Maybe not in any current Modern decks, but it's interesting. As far as banning Gigantha, many of the same reasons that applied in Pioneer. It's 40% of all Modern decks. So they just decided, like, hey, let's hit Gigantha now. Interesting they didn't want to just leave it in Pioneer. It's worth noting, this is the beginning of a new era. Many of you have given feedback time and again about the good old days of Modern. Yeah, the good old days are not coming back. If you want a good old days of Modern format, Pioneer is probably closer to that. Decks like Original Affinity, Clark Clan Ironworks combo. We'll leave that up for those of you who don't know that card. Lantern Control. Yeah, Mox Opal was banned in 2020, 4 years ago, after the introduction of Modern Horizons, which included Urza, Lord High Artificer. but they think Meltdown and Wrath of the Skies will help keep the artifact cards in check. Interesting. We'll see. We'll see. I'm excited. I kind of like these eggs kind of strategies that use Mox Opal. So I would like to see what people build with the current card pool. That would be fun. Something fun to watch. Green Sun Zenith, banned since 2011, time where green decks were too strong. Who can you remember that time? Narrowed the range of cards you consider playing. That was over a decade ago. Today's green creature-based decks are few and far between. Basking Brood-Scale combo. Look for Modern Horizons 3. No surprise. Yawgmoth combo has fallen off the map. Grist the Hunger Tide. That's a fun card. Bowmasters. Like, remember how powerful Bowmasters was, and now it's like barely played. Yawgmoth, Zulaport. So this is a gift to like the Golgari Yawgmoth players, I guess. Can elves make a resurgence with it? They're asking. We'll find out. Hogak. One of the cards that died for Hogak Sins was Faithless Looting. Okay. Yeah. Does Faithless Looting power up the Phoenix decks, actually? Is because of Faithless Looting, is Phoenix now going to be the number one? That's interesting. That will be something to watch. 5 years later, we're interested in seeing what Faithless Looting can do without Hogak. We've got several anti-graveyard options that have been added, including Endurance and Boggart Trawler. So they're going to see. And then the question for the ages, Splinter Twin. Answers exist that once didn't. So that's been since 2016, I guess Splinter Twin has been banned. We've got Solitude, Force of Negation, Force of Vigor, Flare of Denial. So they're wondering, we'll see. I mean, they could just ban it in the next one if any of these turn out to be that bad. I think it's kind of like a low-risk move at this point because people are saying the format really needs a shakeup. So we'll see how that is. Legacy, I'm going to skim over. If you are interested in that, I'll put the link in the description. Same with Vintage. Alchemy, Explorer, Timeless. Let's just see what they say about Timeless here. Adding so many new cards with Foundations Jumpstart. Not to mention the Pioneer Masters too. Adding some cards in for Timeless. So that's still getting shaken out. Brawl. They've made a few rebalances targeting Brawl commanders that were proving unfun to play against. After these adjustments, Grenzo is now in line with what we wanted, and Nadu is more fun because it only triggers. How did they change it? I don't see a difference. Okay. I'm missing something there. That looks like the regular Nadu text. Whenever creature you control. It had some other thing, I guess. Still has the part that made it kind of busted, I think. Interesting. Foundations Jumpstart added 35 commanders, blah, blah, blah. And that is that. So, yeah. Pioneer possibly is it Phoenix with getting powered up. Oh, wait. So is it Phoenix does not have Faithless Looting in this format, or does it? Don't think it does. So for Modern, where is Phoenix now? I guess Phoenix isn't even on the map now. So maybe Modern does need Faithless Looting to get Phoenix back on the map, because people love the Phoenix deck. I always get at least a few views whenever I do a Phoenix video. So that's interesting. But yeah, right now Boros Energy, Dimir Murktide. So if the Amp Raptor really does hurt Boros Energy, Murktide's going to step up. There's some Mardu Energy already. Ruby Storm. That might somehow use the Mox Opal. It'll lose Gigantha, it looks like. We got Belcher. Mono Green Basking. What is this? 10 rack. So the Walking Ballista, some kind of combo. Kozilek's Command. That's kind of fun. I need to see. Somebody needs to point me to a good video of the Mono Green Basking deck. That's 5% of the metagame. And look, only $785 to buy in tabletop. What's the cheapest one of these? Ruby Storm by far, it looks like. Interesting. Well, leave your comments. Let me know what you think of this. Let me know what you think of this kind of news format here. Don't do it that often, but when there's news, I'm going to try to maybe let you know and give you my thoughts on it if that is something that you're interested in. So I appreciate any comments you have about that or just about these bands and what they've done. Do you think I was way off in my analysis? What did I miss? Let me know. All right. This has been Man and Dad reminding you, Magic is a game so fun, even dads can enjoy it. Adios.